Today on Judge Faith, college students turn their minor driving mishap into a major incident of road rage.
And he rolls his window down and says, "You effing cut me off." And next thing I know, I hear something hit my left side of my door, and he drives off.
I flashed my lights, and she pumped her brakes again. There, I'm just like, yo, you just cut me off, and then you're gonna brake check me?
You never know what state of mind another person is in, if they have a weapon or a gun. So why do you get into disputes with people on the road like this? I do not understand.
And later,
this club owner tries to break the chains of misfortune.
Club 27 is in Ferguson, Missouri. We having financial problems now.
And so he says, man, I'm about to put chains on this club.
And a high school friend puts his neck on the line to help.
This is $8,000 necklace. He wears it when he's on the gigs, playing in the band, and he's pawning it for you?
In America, people invest in their hope.
Oh my God.
But public threats turn the dream into dread.
You say he owes you money.
Right.
You're obviously upset with him.
Right.
And the next thing I know, you're writing dead men walking on his Facebook page.
plaintiff Raven Williams says she was the victim of road rage when the defendant pulled up next to her and threw rocks at her car. She's suing for car damages. The defendant, Dante, says he doesn't know because he sped off after Raven cursed him out, and he never threw any rocks. He's countersuing for emotional distress. He's accompanied in court today by his girlfriend, Danessa Moore.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Williams versus Moore.
Thank you, Juan. Raven Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendant, Dante. You've asked to only be referred to by that name.
Yes, Your
today,
Honor.
For $782 for damages to your car.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are countersuing for $782 for emotional distress.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are from Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had an incident with Dante while you were driving on the road one day.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, prior to that, you did not know him.
No.
You're from a small town, but it's not that small.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So tell me what happened.
Okay, so I attend Georgia State University. So on the weekends, I always come home, go see my mom. So as I was getting off the exit to my house.
What time of day or night was this?
Late afternoon. So I was getting off the exit, and it's a two-lane, a left lane and a right lane. So I was in the right lane. Now there's apartment complexes on the right side. So there was a car in front of me that was getting ready to turn. And you know, sometimes you don't feel like waiting, so you want to just hop into the next lane. I looked in my mirror and I looked back and I seen him coming, but I had plenty of enough time to get over into my left lane.
Objection, Your
So
Honor.
as I got over into my left lane, I look in my mirror and he's on my butt. So I'm like, okay, why is he
You mean tailing you close to your car?
Yes, he's tailing my car. Sorry, I guess that's the right way to say it. So as I'm looking
What's
at my
your major?
mirror,
What's your major? I'm just curious.
psychology.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So you know, I'm like, okay, why is he close to me? I don't know what's going on. So, you know, like any other person would do, I kind of push on my brake a little bit, like, okay, you're a little, you know, too close to me. So then he speeds to my right side and he rolls his window down and says, "You effing cut me off." And next thing I know, I hear something hit my left side of my door and he drives off. So I called 911. So I'm following him and he's speeding down the road to get away from me so I can get his license plate number. So he pulls over, so I pull over behind him because that's the perfect time for me to get his license plate number. So as I'm telling the operator the license plate number, him and a female passenger in his car jump out the car as if they're about to come and attack me. So as I'm on the phone, I'm like, you know, I didn't cut you off, because he starts screaming, "You cut me off," again. And I said, well, I didn't cut you off. So then he was like, well, I threw rocks at your car. Oh, so now you're telling me you threw rocks in my car.
And that's why you're suing, because he said he threw rocks and damaged your car.
Well, that's the thing. When he pulled off, it was safe enough because an officer was coming to meet me at the scene. So I got out to look at my car, and I seen dents on my car.
Let me see the dents. Let me see the photo of the dents.
That I've never had on my car. Never. Brand new car, just got it. Never had that on my car.
Well, what kind of car is this?
2013 Hyundai Elantra.
And you're saying there were no dents prior to this day?
My car was pearly white, sparkly. Nothing was wrong with it. Never been in an accident. Nothing was wrong with my car.
Okay, Mr. Dante, I'll hear from you. What happened?
Okay, Your Honor. One, originally, I was, like, me and Nessa was getting off the exit. We got off the exit.
You were in the car as well, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what's your relationship to the defendant?
I'm his girlfriend.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes, I'm proceeding up Six Flags Drive. Pretty much as I'm driving, I'm blah, 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 and I see a bus, like the city bus. I see the bus, and I see her car behind the bus. Next thing I know, she just jumps right into the lane. I actually flashed my lights, just as in, a reminder of like, yo, this is what you did.
What did you say to her?
This was before I could even pull up to her. I flashed my lights, and she pumped her brakes again.
So at this point, the two of you are kind of
So at this point, yeah, by the time we get to like the crosswalk for on that busy intersection, we get to the crosswalk, we stop there. I'm just like, yo, you just cut me off, and then you're gonna brake check me?
So wait. Is that what you said? You just cut me off, or
well,
you cursing?
I probably cursed and like, what the F is wrong with you? And,
yeah. Did she curse back at you as well?
Yes, it was some. She was. I didn't. It was some words,
Back
exchange of words.
I did. Okay.
Of course, the lights stopped.
Did you throw anything at her car? At
No,
that
Your
point?
Honor, I did not throw anything at her car.
Did you ever throw anything at her car?
No, Your Honor.
So you drive off.
Your Honor, who rides around with rocks?
You know, this is how things get started, right? In road rage cases, this is how things get started. Because you never know. You drive up, you curse somebody out. You never know what state of mind the person in the other car is in. I'm saying this to you, too. There was a case in New Orleans just a couple of months ago. Will Smith, former NFL football player, shot dead after he had an argument with someone else over a fender bender. You never know what state of mind another person is in, if they have a weapon or a gun. So why do you get into disputes with people on the road like this? I do not understand.
Coming up, the 911 phone call is played in court.
And now you're getting out of this car.
Ma'am, well, I want you to stay on the line with me, okay? What exactly did he throw at your vehicle, ma'am?
Plaintiff Raven Williams says Dante threw rocks at her car. She's suing for car damages. The defendant, Dante, says he doesn't know because he never threw any rocks. He's countersuing for emotional distress.
Can you step up, ma'am? At any point, did you witness Dante? I already know what her answer is going to be. At any point, did you witness Dante throw rocks at the plaintiff's vehicle?
No, Your Honor.
No, you did not. Thank you, ma'am. Have a seat. Thank you for bringing your girlfriend as your witness today,
Well,
sir.
she was in the vehicle. Your
Okay.
Honor.
Exactly. But, Your Honor, to my defense, I have the 911 phone call that I had.
Let me hear the 911 tape.
And now you're getting out of this car.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
All right, look.
How? I didn't even cut you off, son. And now he's trying to argue with me.
Okay, well, I don't want you...
So you throw something in my car?
Ma'am, well, I want you to stay on the line with me, okay? I need you to talk to me for one moment, okay? What exactly did he throw at your vehicle, ma'am?
And he said he threw a rock. I don't know what he threw.
If anything hit her vehicle, it could have even came from me speeding off. My truck has a sport package on it.
What is your counterclaim about for emotional distress?
Because one, I didn't tell her I threw a rock. I'm sure she's a psychology major. She knows how to and what to put together, especially on the phone and with police and to get people involved. So, no, one. Two, it's because of all of what's going on. Like, I suffer from high anxiety. And due to that and due to the pumping of the brakes and due to the cutting off that incurs with everyday life, but
yeah, you might not need to drive if you can't handle that.
Of course. I mean,
some anger issues too.
Of course, but what I'm saying is that with the following, the chasing, that's the next level. It's just like, why are you chasing me?
Okay, I believe the plaintiff in this case because of the 911 call. There's a rule under the law, and it's called an excited utterance. And it's the exception to a hearsay rule under the law. And what that means is when a person makes a statement at the same time as a startling event and they're describing a series of incidents while they're under the pressure and stress and excitement of a startling event, courts find those statements to be credible because it's not made after the fact, after you've had time to think about it, after you file a lawsuit, after you come in court. That's why courts allow 911 calls into testimony as evidence. I do not think the plaintiff came up with the story. He said he threw rocks at my car in that moment to make up a story and frame you and then file a lawsuit after the fact, all because you pulled up next to her and cursed her out. I do not think that this is one big elaborate scheme to frame you. I think you threw rocks at her car. And I think that because she called 911 immediately afterwards, and he said he just threw rocks at my car. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff, $782. Your counterclaim is dismissed.
Thank you.
If you're in the wrong for cutting someone off, then don't brake check them. At least just, oops, my bad, or hold your hand out. I mean, I've been guilty for accidentally cutting someone off.
I definitely would have never trailed him if he had never threw anything in my car. So I just thank God I was able to get that 911 call, and it all works out. If you're gonna throw things at people's car, you gotta pay the consequence.
Plaintiff William Collier says he pawned his valuable necklace to keep his high school friend's nightclub open. He is seeking $3,200 for the unpaid loan and emotional suffering. Defendant Charles Hamilton claims the money was an investment, and the plaintiff threatened him on social media. He's countersuing for $2,000 for emotional stress and harassment.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Collier versus Hamilton.
Thank you, Barbara. William Collier.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are suing the defendant Charles Hamilton
Yes, Your Honor.
for $3,200 for an unpaid loan and pain and suffering?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you are countersuing, sir, for emotional stress and harassment for $2,000?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll start with you, Mr. Collier. How do you know Mr. Hamilton?
Well, at one point in time, we were in high school together at one point in time.
Okay, what city are you from?
St. Louis.
Okay.
We hadn't seen each other in a number of years, and we were, you know, at a club at this particular point in time, so we were doing some catching up. And
when was that?
This was back in March of 2014. Mm-hmm. And as we were talking, he started telling me that we were talking about some mutual friends and everything, and so he says to me, you know, I own a club. And I said, okay, you know, and so I tell him, I said, I have a band. And at this point in time, we start talking about, well, maybe my band could play.
What kind of band do you have?
I have a jazz, R&B, and blues band.
Okay.
And
what's the name of it?
Ambition. And so.
Do you own a club, sir, in the St. Louis area?
Club 270, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's called Club 270?
Club 270.
Where's that name come from?
That comes from Highway 270.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So you can just get off the highway and go right to the club. That's what you're saying? All right.
Yeah.
How long have you owned the club?
Familiar highway since 2011.
Okay. And what kind of club is it?
We have bands, we have dancing, we have artists from around the country come there. And recently we started having problems, okay? And
you mean financial problems?
Yes.
Okay.
And what had happened was I talked with William, and he had a band, a new band, by the way.
Was it new to you or just new?
No, it was new to St. Louis.
Okay.
It was new to St.
This
Louis.
guy right here. He had no, we had never met each other.
It was new to St. Louis. The band was new to St. Louis. Now, we gave them the opportunity to play there. Club 270, the hottest club in St. Louis. Gave the band.
If you have to say so yourself.
Gave the band the opportunity to play there.
Okay.
All on the strength that he was my high school friend. So, Club 270 is in Ferguson, Missouri. I know that a lot of people know about Ferguson, Missouri.
Right, because of the Michael Brown shooting.
It's a very, very, excuse me, Your Honor, racist city. Okay, we could get 600 people in there, up and down, packed all the time, but the city didn't like that. They didn't like that. So after talking with William, I said, well, William, I'm gonna let you deal with the club, but we're having financial problems now. Now, they want me to open it back up. Now, I told...
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me let you interject here. Because this case is about your club was... You were having some financial problems,
yes,
and he said he loaned you money to help the club out.
Getting to the point of me financially getting with this guy, we meet in March. We go through March. I'm checking out the band, checking out his club and everything. They have a few things going on at the club. But at the same token, he comes to me and says, William, can you ride with me out to this golf course to talk to the guy who he pays his rent to? So I'm saying to him, I said, well, no problem. So we go on this particular day, we ride out to this golf course, and when we get to the golf course, he starts speaking to this guy about, you know, the exchanging of money and carrying on. And the guy walks off. They had a heated argument, and the guy walks off. He walks over to me and said, William, please go talk to this guy for me. Okay, I go over, I start talking to the guy. We sit on a golf cart on a golf course at the particular time. And then he says, William, how do you know this guy? I said, well, we're high school friends and everything. And so he says, man, I'm about to put chains on this club.
Because this guy is telling you he owes him money.
He owes him money. And so at this point in time, I says, I'll see what I can do as far as helping Charles out.
And so did you do that?
So what I did, after I talked to this particular person, I came and I talked to Charles and I told him, I said, look, man, if I do this for you, I got to pawn my necklace in order to do this. Because
well, how much money are we talking about?
We're talking about $1,200.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I have a necklace, all right? This ain't no joke. You see what I'm saying? I have an $8,000 necklace, okay?
Okay.
3.5 carat, okay?
Barbara, can I see that, please? Oh, well, so
finished in platinum, okay? With rings and okay, to match,
nice.
Okay? I bought it as a set, okay? So, when I tell this guy I'm gonna loan him this money, we have an oral agreement at this point.
So I'm just curious, when do you wear this?
When do I wear it?
Yeah.
When I'm playing.
Oh, you're playing at the band?
You know what I'm saying? See, we got...
So you have a certain look you're going for when you're in the band?
We got the best band, and a lot of these guys are playing with different people and things like that.
So what you're saying is Club 270 was not your big break?
Not by a long shot.
Okay.
Coming up, what happens when the hope to be repaid becomes a distant dream?
In America, people invest in their hope.
Oh
their
my God.
hope. Their hope is to get a return
All right, Mr.
on their
Hamilton.
investment.
All right.
Plaintiff William Collier says he pawned his valuable necklace to keep his high school friend's nightclub open. He's suing for the unpaid loan and emotional suffering. Defendant Charles Hamilton claims the money was just an investment gone bad. He's countersuing for emotional stress and harassment.
So the first engagement we played there went well. We had a nice turnout and everything.
Not
Money
really.
went well, paid the
Not
band, and everything was okay.
How much were you paid for the first time?
It was in all $600.
Okay.
We paid the band, so the next following week we were supposed to play. The second week we were supposed to play, the club was sabotaged by some guy he says owns the club. And
What do you mean by sabotage?
The sprinkler system and security system was tore. Whatever happened, the fire marshal closed the club.
Right.
What happened to the sprinkler system?
One of the subordinate partners wanted to basically sabotage the club because we had changed the checking accounts and he didn't have access to the accounts.
Now, you say the club is sabotaged. You can't play on that particular
That following
night.
Sunday, I cannot play. Okay, but the thing was this right here. Before all this happened, I get in the car at him at the golf. I'm telling him I have to pawn my necklace.
Because that's how you're going to get $1,200.
We have an oral agreement at this point. So to my detriment, I pawn my necklace on the oral agreement that I'm having from him to say he'll pay me my money.
Okay, so you go to the pawn shop or somebody you know?
I pawn my necklace to a friend of mine.
For $1,200?
For $1,200. $100 and incurred $100 fees a month that I told him about.
That's kind of a big deal for somebody to do, pawn their, I mean, this is $8,000 necklace. He wears it when he's on the gigs, playing in the band, and he's pawning it for you? That's
No,
kind of a...
Your Honor, I agree with that. It's a big deal, but you have to understand, in America, there is what you call the greatest class of people, and that is investors. Sometimes your investment does not pan out. You fall down, you brush yourself back up and get back up.
Because you're saying the money he gave you was an investment.
Was an investment.
Not a loan.
Now, had he gained money from that investment, would we be here today? No, I think not. Because not only would he have gotten $1,200,
oh, man.
He would have, Your Honor, got 100% of the door.
But your club got shut down.
But the times that he did play, he got 100% of the door.
Go ahead, sir, because he's saying, you're saying it wasn't, you okay?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine, Your Honor.
All right, you're saying it was an investment. He's saying it was a loan. I want you to finish telling me the conversation. Tell me, this is what I want, here's what I want to know. When you gave him that $1,200, when you had the conversation with him about the money, tell me specifically what you say he said in terms of when he would pay you back.
Too much to pay me back my money, whether in increments, all at once, or whatever. At the end of 2 months, I demanded my money. I said, Charles, I need my $1,200, dude.
And what did he say?
He's like giving me the runaround now because...
Okay, so Mr. Hamilton, did he come to you after 2 months and say, I need my money back?
Yes.
Okay.
He not only told it to me, he told it on Facebook.
Well, what did you say when he asked you about the $1,200? What did you say? Well, this was an investment. Did you tell him that?
Yes, I told him that other people invest in businesses. See, I'm a businessman. Mm-hmm. People invest in business.
Sir, I remember the American dream. You've already told me all about it.
I'm telling you about this particular thing, though. People invest in their hope.
Oh
their
my God.
Their hope is to get a return
all right, Mr.
on their
Hamilton.
investment.
All right.
Now,
sir,
Your Honor.
Sir, stop. Do you have any proof that this was a loan,
I have text messages showing that this guy has said in his own text messages he owes me this money. Can you please give
I don't
this
deny that, Your Honor.
I know
I
you
never denied that that he put money up. I have never
I know,
denied
sir.
that.
You're saying that he was investing in the hope and the dream.
Right.
And it was not a loan.
And sometimes those hope and dreams don't pan out. But, Your Honor, if the person that you're investing, if the person or the endeavor that you're investing in is truly attempting to make good on not only your investment, but for the customers that come to the wonderful Club 270. I told them that you never give up. You never give up. Now, Your Honor, since May 13th, since we were closed, the city now wants me to open the club back up.
Coming up is a threatening post open to interpretation.
Charles, man, somebody put dead man walking. What's up? Whenever you say the words like dead, and you better watch out.
Plaintiff William Collier says he loaned money to help his high school friend's nightclub. He's suing for the unpaid loan and emotional suffering. Defendant Charles Hamilton says the money was a risky investment that doesn't have to be repaid. He's countersuing for emotional stress and harassment.
Show me your proof, sir, that you say this was a loan and not an investment.
Right.
Show me the text messages.
These are the text messages.
What is your counterclaim about? You're suing for $2,000 for harassment.
Right. Your Honor, you know, since he put that on Facebook, here you go.
Put what on Facebook?
Here. Dead man walking.
What? You wrote something?
Yeah, he put it on Facebook. Now, Your Honor.
Oh, he wrote this on your Facebook page.
On my Facebook. Now, my Facebook, I don't have a lot of people.
Let's look at that
I have
on the
only
flat screen.
686 people.
Friends
on Facebook. Whenever you say the words like dead, and to a person that has a certified gun, then you put those two together, and you better watch out.
What do you think he's going to think when he sees dead men walking on his Facebook page?
Your Honor, he was in my car. He was in my car 3 times after that.
Sir,
So
I'm asking you a question.
He didn't have no fear for his life. I've never threatened this man
you don't
in
know
my
that?
life.
You don't know that.
Because I've never threatened this man. He's never called the police
no,
on me.
dead man walking.
Right.
Dead
I know
man
the
walking
statement
is
says
a
that,
threat.
but that's a movie. That's a movie.
Oh, so you were referring a movie that you were telling him this is a good movie, you should go see
No,
it.
it's
when you
actually
wrote that
a
on his
movie, and they
Facebook
made a
page?
statement in the movie. It was a statement made in that movie about this particular situation.
Because here I have, you say he owes you money.
Right.
You're obviously upset with him.
Right.
And the next thing I know, you're writing dead man walking on his Facebook page.
Ma'am.
And that was just the worst, Your Honor.
Like I said, after that particular situation, this guy actually gets in my car 3 times, goes to my mother's house, helped me clean my mouth.
I'm not asking
just
what
saying,
he did.
so if
I'm
he was
asking
so
about what you
fearful-
did.
If he was so fearful for his life, why would he get in the car with me Well, I took him to the store to get cigarettes.
So you
What he
say you
fails
were
to realize,
harassed.
he has a problem with time, sequences. You know, he wants to take this time and throw it all the way back here just so he could, you know, put more credits on what he's trying to say
So you're
now.
saying after he wrote Dead Man Walking, you never got back in his car?
Your Honor, that Dead Man Walking came about 4 weeks ago.
What?
Now, I went to help him.
No, October 15th.
Right. I went October 15th, right?
That is about a month ago.
Right. That's the last communication, Your Honor.
That the two of you had?
That's right. Now, Your Honor, I went to clean his mom's house because his mom had passed, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I helped him clean his mom's house.
When was
I've been
that?
in his car, but it was previous time.
Okay, got it. So, and what else is your harassment claim based on?
This riles me up. You know, riles me up.
Because he was texting you or what?
Texting me. He was calling me.
So I'm just curious, if all this is going on, why not just give him back the $1,200, even if you say it was an investment at this point just to get him off of your back?
And that's why I've been paying an attorney. That's why I'm, like I told other people. And they are, one thing my problem was, Your Honor, is that he's not a seasoned investor. I can't help that. I didn't know that, Your Honor. I didn't know that, Your Honor. You know, when you, like, if you invest in General Motors, okay, and General Motors goes bust, I mean, the shares drop substantially, and you lose your money. Then you can't go and stalk General Motors chairman and say, give me my money.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
This is what happens when you don't put things in writing. Right. You understand? Because now I'm going by the text messages, the communications that the two of you had. And he's repeatedly asking you for this $1,200, and you're repeatedly saying that you're going to give him the money. And it looks like you're making up some excuses. At one point, you say you're on bed rest.
Yeah, that's from the harassment.
Oh, you were on bed rest because he was harassing you?
Here's what I'm saying. All of this placed all kind of stuff in my mind. And
Mr. Hamilton, let me tell you, you're good, but you're not that good, all right?
Please.
My judgment in this case...
Can I have that?
Stop. You're good, but you're not that good. Okay. I believe you owe him the $1,200 for the unpaid loan, sir. On your counterclaim for emotional stress, I do not think it rises, although you were wrong for what you did, I don't think it rises to the level of him owing you monetary damages, sir. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff, $1,200 plus your court costs. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.